Alright, so in this video I am going to show you how I made additional rooms, and in this case I made additional bathrooms in my Victoria dollhouse farmhouse. Alright, so starting off with your additional rooms, you're just going to mark off where you want those. Now in order to do that, it is a good idea to already have your accessories that you will be using in that room, in whatever room you're adding. This one is going to be, I'm going to be adding a bathroom, so I bought the bathroom accessories and I kind of positioned them to where I want them. And that way I will be able to know how big of a space I will want for the bathroom. So like I said, it's easier if you just go ahead and buy the accessories and then place them in there so that you'll be able to know exactly how big you need to make your room. In this case, I'm doing a bathroom. I'm also going to end up, having to make a shower in this area, so I don't have an actual shower that I bought, but I will be making one over in that area. So yeah, just kind of map out where you're gonna want everything, and that way you'll be able to outline the area that you're going to want, your extra room to be. I'm just going to start with this master bathroom first. All right, so if you are not new to my channel, then you already know I ain't got a builder's bone in my body. I don't. I have never used any power tools or anything until I bought this dollhouse kit. So here is a wall of arches that I had to actually cut out. I actually had to cut out this arch here and also this arch on this side as well. Now, this was actually my second attempt at doing these arches because the first time I did them, this was the result. Okay, this was the first time I had ever used a saw. I ended up buying a saw to cut out some arches because I really wanted arches instead of the straight doorway that the Victoria Farmhouse Dollhouse kit comes with. It's just straight across. There's no arch or anything. So this was my first attempt at using that saw. Even on this side, there was like an ledge right here, and that ended up breaking off because my saw cutting skills was not up to par. You can even see on the back here, this was going to be the side where the steps are at. It was going to be the side. This was the wall. And as you can see, that area over there, yeah, that kind of broke off. So anywho, the dollhouse kit comes, the dollhouse kit company offers to sell, individual pieces like this. So I actually needed to buy another wall, and this was the new wall that I bought. I didn't end up throwing this away because I'm like, you know what, I can use that for something. Well, that something is now. We're going to use it for the bathroom wall and the master bedroom. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cutting straight down just so that we can have a straight line there, and then I'm going to use this as a wall on this side. So that is what I'm using on this side. If you do not have an extra wall, no need to go and buy one and cut it all up. All you're going to do is you're going to end up making your walls the way I make the other walls. We're going to do the walls for this way using the other method. The other method I'm going to be using, I also used it to make this arch wall. And if you have not seen making the bricks and making this archway wall, I will post that video in the description box because I go over how I made this brick wall and how I made the bricks. But I am also going to show you again how I make these walls if you don't have an actual wood piece. So before we glue any walls in and before we get started on making the other walls, what we're going to do first is the floors. So it is way better to do the floors before the walls go in. It's just way easier to work on the floors before the walls go in. Just like before we glue the walls in, it's going to be way easier to already have the wallpaper or the paint or the bricks, whatever you're using on the walls. It's just going to be way easier to have that already done before you glue it in. just an easier way to do that. So first we're going to do the floors. So for the bathroom, the master bathroom floor, I went ahead and bought this cool little tile look. It's just paper. It's not contact paper or anything. It's just basically like a board. So yeah, I just thought this was going to be cute to use for the master bathroom because the master bathroom is going to be blue and white. The master bedroom is also going to be blue and white, so they're just going to kind of, you know, match with the blue and white. And so all you're going to do is take measurements of that area that you have drawn out for the bathroom, and then you're just going to cut out a piece of that board that matches the measurements for the bathroom. All right, so once you have your floor in, you're just gonna go ahead and get your accessories and stick those back in there just to make sure you got a good fit for that. One thing I did notice is that when I made my lines for the bathroom, I have half of this window in the bathroom and the other half, so over here is going to be the closet I'm gonna make. Anywho, I have half of that window in the bathroom and the other half in the closet. I don't like that. So I did get some dividers that came into the house kit. I got 4. It came with 4 dividers and I did not use those. So I think what I'm going to do is I definitely just want this window by itself. I do not want it in the bathroom, so I'm going to block that off there. And if you don't have dividers, don't worry, I will be showing you how to make some walls. You can just make some walls the same way. You don't have to have any of this wood. If you do have wood, if you are a builder and you have a builder's bone in your body, go ahead and cut some wood out. Go ahead and knock yourself out and do that. But if you don't, I am going to show you later on how to make those walls without using wood. So anyways, I got these dividers, so I'm going to use them. So I think I'm going to put one there. And let me go ahead and put this wall up that we have already previously cut. We're going to go ahead and put that up to where it's going to be. And I think this toilet is going to have to be moved. We're going to move this toilet. Let's see. It could probably fit there. But I still need a shower. And then I'm going to put another divider here. And then our final divider will be here. And I think I'm going to end up... So I think that's what we're going to do. And then there's still space over there in the corner for a shower that we're going to make as well. So I think that's how we're going to handle that issue of a window being halfway in the bathroom and halfway in the closet. So we can actually put, you know, like the wardrobe in here. And that'll take care of that window so that it's not half in the closet and half in the bathroom. And then on this side where the closet's going to be at, we can just cut, mark off where, you know, the closet is, and then just go ahead and cut that piece of tile out since we don't want tiling in our closet area. So now that we have that situated, we can go ahead and start wallpapering the inside and the outside because we're going to end up eventually gluing all these in. So we can go ahead and start wallpapering the walls. All right, so for our shower, I do want the tiling to be the same as the floor, so I am going to use this tile to do the inside of the shower. Now the shower is basically going to start where you see the outside of that window. So from here on over to this wall that is a divider, we're going to go ahead and tile that with the same board that we used for the floor. So we're going to do this wall, and we're also going to do this side over here. Now this side over here is made up from 2 dividers, this divider and this divider. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to have this already glued together. So we're going to glue this divider onto this because we're going to need to go ahead and tile this side as well. Do not glue it down, just glue the dividers together, not onto the floor. All right, in order to glue these pieces on, I am using grandma's or grandmother. I'm using this. This is what it looks like. Everything I am using is going to be in the description box titled Dollhouse Building Materials. So go ahead and click on that. That's going to take you to my Amazon shop, and you can buy all the materials from there. But this is the glue that I am using for these boards because it's like, I guess, like paper material. You want to use something that's going to make sure that this is going to stay flat, and you don't want to use like glue that's going to make it bubbly or anything like that. So that is why I am using this for the glue. You can also find this towel on my Amazon cart as well, because I did buy this from Amazon. Now what I didn't buy from Amazon is this embroidery brick. So before I found a method to do my bricks and color them how I wanted to color them, I had bought this embroidery brick. I was looking for a way to have my bricks be more in-depth grout lines. I wanted some texture, and then I wanted to be able to paint it whatever color I want. This did not work as well as doing it yourself. So this is what I wanted, and then this is what I bought, and this is not going to work for the look, as you guys can see. For the look I wanted, I had to make it myself because this was not going to work. But of course, nothing goes to a waste. I bought this online. I did not buy it from Amazon. I cannot remember where I bought this from. But anywho, I am going to end up using this for the bathroom as well. And what I think I want to do is I think I want the bottom half to be brick. And then I think I want the top half to be in like this little wallpaper type thing here. Now these I got from Hobby Lobby. This, I can't remember where I got it from, but this I got from Hobby Lobby. So, because I'm not going to want anything to go to waste, we're going to use this. I think I'm going to do it on the bottom half, like I said, and then we're just going to use this for the top half. Alright, and here's what it's looking like inside the bathroom. In the corner there will be the shower. Now nothing is glued in yet. I just wanted to show you what it's looking like inside the bathroom. This piece as well is not glued in. But I did want to show you that I did do the inside, because once again it's just easier to do the whole wall and then glue it in rather than gluing it in and then trying to do the wall. So there's that. And then on this side, I do not know what I want to do on the bedroom wall yet, so I haven't done that side yet. But once again, it's not glued in anyways. So there's the inside of that, and also I did the inside of the door. So speaking of doors, I did go ahead and purchase these barnwood doors. So if you can see, you know, this archway, that's really going to end up being covered up because this door is going to be in front of it. That's why I really didn't care about that archway, you know, showing. And that's why I was able to use this actual wall, because I was going to end up covering that up with this barnwood door. Obviously, a square door that you can just buy is not going to fit there, but a barnwood door is easily going to be able to use this instead. Alright, for this side I do have 2 more dividers left. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 together. And then because it'll be too long to fit here, I am going to just end up cutting some of it off so that it'll fit in here. And then I will show you the method I use to make walls when I come over here and do the half bathroom. I'll do the method that I use to make walls. But since I do have these pieces, once again, if you do know how to work with wood, you can just use wood. But since I do have these pieces, I'm going to go ahead and use those to finish this wall off right over here. So there I did go ahead and glue those two together and cut that down some so that it fits in there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do the wallpaper on the inside of here. All right, and there's that side of the wallpaper is done. So once again, there's the wallpaper done on that side. So at this point, the walls are now glued in. Now back here, since it's just like a little area back in here, we are going to add some railings just to make that like a little closet area back there for the dollhouse. A lot of dollhouses don't have closets, so I'm thinking this area will be able to just put some little railings in there just to simulate a closet, since like I said, you don't see closets in dollhouses, and this is the perfect little angle and space and spot for that to be a closet. All right, so what I am going to be using for the closet post or the railing, whatever that top pole is at the top, whatever you want to call it, what I'm going to use is these bamboo sticks. These bamboo sticks are going to be long enough for me to just need one. So I am going to take one of those out and paint it gold. Paint your pole, stick, railing, whatever you want to call it. Paint it whatever color you want. I want mine to be gold, so that's what color I'm going to paint it. All right, and this is what it's going to look like once it's all painted. So once you have your person, you're just going to kind of eyeball how high you're going to want your closet. Now, you don't want it way up here because obviously she's not going to be able to reach it way up here. So you're just going to cut a piece, and then you're going to cut a smaller piece to connect this piece to the wall. So I'll show you what that looks like. And that's what it's looking like with the shorter one here hanging onto the wall, and then it's glued on the wall over there too. Now since we did use hot glue, you'll be able to see the hot glue here. You can go ahead and paint that the same color as your pole. In this case it's gold. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that gold, and then once that's dry, I'll be able to hang my clothes onto the poles just like that. I also wanted to point out that the wallpaper and walls that you see in the bedroom and the floors, you're not going to see that in this video. That is going to be in part 5 of making the Victoria Dollhouse Farmhouse video. This video is just going to show you how to make the bathrooms, and then this little closet area was kind of like an addition to this video because we needed to fill this space up with something because of that window being there. We didn't want that window to be half in the bathroom and half in this area, so we just decided to make this little closet area here. So yeah, you're not going to see how I did these walls unless you watch part 5 of making the Victoria Dollhouse Farmhouse, and I will post that link in the description box for easy access. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to include a bonus clip of how I do my walk-in showers. So I went ahead and put the tub we're going to use in place and also the window in place to give us a shower over here. So you're going to start off with putting that tub in there and putting that window in so that you know where to mark off where the shower would be at. And so you're not, you know what area you have to work with for that shower. So all the materials I'm going to be using is going to be placed in the description box under Dollhouse Building Materials. So what we're going to be using for the glass is PET plastic. All right, so after you take the film off of both sides of the PET plastic, there should be like some film that's on both sides. It did look like I wasn't able to pull one of the sides off, and I was thinking maybe there wasn't any on there, but if your PET plastic isn't looking crystal clear like that, then there is some film on one of the sides. So after you take the film off, you're just going to measure how high you want it to be. Now this PET plastic is 8 by 10. I do not really want to cut any off the top, and I don't want it to really be all the way to the roof. So I'm just going to go 8 inches high for the glass. And then all you're going to do, this is going to have that tub in it. All you're going to do is you're going to want to cut how wide you're going to want your PET plastic to be. So because I am using this tub and the glass is going to go up against this tub, you want to make sure that you have whatever the glass is going against, you want to make sure you got that in there as well so that you'll have good measurements. So once you have that piece of PET plastic cut, I cut mine a little wider than where the tub is going to be. You're going to then use some bamboo sticks. I have a lot. I bought a big packet of it, and then you're just going to take one of those and you're going to go ahead and paint it white. After that, you're just going to glue that bamboo stick on one of the bottoms of the piece that you just cut for the side of the shower. You're going to glue it on both sides. Then you're going to end up with just a piece like this. After you glue those two pieces to both ends and then cut those off on the sides, you'll end up with a piece like this for the side of the shower. Then you're just going to take another piece and place it on the side of the piece on both sides as well. Okay, so after that's done, you're going to end up with a piece like this, and this will be the side of the shower. Now we're going to work on the front. Now with more of that PET plastic, you're going to cut a piece from here all the way to the end of here. Once you cut that piece out, you are going to cut this piece in half. And then like with the other piece, you are going to take some bamboo sticks and glue them on both sides at the bottom of these halves. So now you should have 3 pieces like this. So with this piece, we're going to place it on the side and we are going to glue one of these on to this side. So you're going to start off by gluing the bamboo sticks to each other. Now this is going to be the side piece and this is one of the front pieces. So it's going to look like this. You're going to want to glue the bottom of this bamboo stick to the bottom of this bamboo stick. Now on the side, it's going to look like this. So you'll see that this has a gap. It's okay because that gap is going to be covered up by more bamboo stick. And never mind my dog back there sleeping. She's been working a 9 to 5, so she's very tired. Anywho, that is how you're going to glue those pieces together. Here I just wanted to show that I did not glue that bamboo stick to that bamboo stick on the outside. I only glued it on the inside. If you glue it on the outside, you're not going to be able to put that outside piece of bamboo stick to cover up that gap. You're not going to be able to put that on there and have a clean, flush look. So you want to make sure that you put that bamboo stick, glue the bamboo stick that's on the bottom, glue it to the inside bamboo stick and not the outside. And then here I'm showing you how that gap will be covered up. Once you put a bamboo stick behind there, it's going to cover up that gap, so you don't have to worry about that showing. All right, and then this is what that is looking like with this piece of bamboo stick here. Now, on the inside, we also put another piece of bamboo stick on the inside here. Before we did that, we put a lot of glue on the inside, and that was to kind of hold the two PET plastic pieces together. So we put a lot of glue on the inside before we put this bamboo stick down. This bamboo stick is to hide that glue on this side that we used to glue, to hot glue the PET plastics together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put another piece of bamboo stick here to hide it on this side as well. And this is what it looks like with that part covered up. Now on the side, I did go ahead and take this bottom bamboo stick off because I did not like it looking like that. So it should look like this. I went ahead and took this off because I've only glued this down with hot glue, so it was easy to just cut that piece back off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another piece of bamboo stick that goes all the way to the end of this bottom bamboo stick here. And this is what it's looking like on the bottom. Now, I've already done this next part, but you're going to do the same on the bottom here because there is going to be a gap. Once again, I've already done that, but you're going to take the bottom bamboo stick off of here and you're going to go all the way to the end and cut a longer piece of bamboo stick. Once all that is complete, you'll be able to go ahead and repaint the parts that are white. You'll be able to repaint those parts. Now we have this piece here. You're going to take already painted bamboo stick and you're going to glue it down on one of the sides. Now what you're going to need is some small hinges. So with this piece, you're going to turn it over. And we're going to start on this side with the small hinges. What you're going to do is you're going to lay one of the hinges down. This is just for measurement purposes. You're going to lay one of those hinges down and then you're going to take a very sharp tool. The tool needs to be sharp enough yet tiny enough to not make a big hole. You're just wanting a small hole enough for a screw to go through. What you're going to do is you're going to take that sharp tool and you're going to go through one of the holes into the PET plastic in both holes. So once again, it needs to be sharp enough to go through PET plastic, yet not big enough to make a big hole. And there you see the two holes. Now in the front, you're going to want to make sure that sharp tool that you use, you're going to make sure that you press that kind of hard because you're going to want an indentation in the front so that you know where to put the screws. So there you can see those two holes from the back. Alright, so you're going to want to repeat what you did on the bottom. You're going to want to repeat it at the top. So take the hinge, take your very sharp item, go ahead and mark where it's going to be at. Make sure you press really hard, and then you're just going to repeat everything you did on the bottom to the top. After you got your indentions showing on the front, you'll be able to turn it around to the back, and then you're going to glue another piece of bamboo stick on the back. When gluing another piece on the back, make sure you do not get any glue inside of these holes. So you want to make sure that you're not gluing too close to these holes because that's going to be very hard to put some tiny screws in the holes if they are glued, if there's glue inside of them. So try and... Alright, so this piece is going to be going on this side, and this is the front because it's going to open up like this. So once the front and the back has been glued on there, you can go ahead and start putting in those screws in the front. Alright, so I know I said this was going to be the front, but actually this is going to be the back. I also added more trim to the top because I just think it's going to look more cleaner, so I'm also going to add more trim to the top of this piece as well. But this is actually not going to be the front, it's actually going to be the back. Alright y'all, so boom, go ahead and screw that shower door in place. So it still opens out like this. You can either paint those hinges white, you can leave them, or you can paint them the color of your bathroom fixtures. My bathroom fixtures are going to be in silver, but I think I'm going to end up painting them white later. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the shower handles on the door, and I just took some coffee stirrers, so they're thinner than the bamboo sticks, and then I just went ahead and I actually used some nail polish to paint those silver because once again my bathroom fixtures are going to be in silver. So I wanted them to be long shower doors, so that is why I used coffee stirrers, and that's why they're kind of long. And then we're just going to glue one on the outside, and then on the back, or in the inside, we're going to glue another one. And that will be the shower door handle. Door handles are in. I do need to clean my PET plastic. Anywho, the doors handles are on there, and I am on the other side of the dollhouse, the one where I made this, you know, the door opening instead of on the side there. I highly recommend you do that because this is a good example of why, just so that you can be, just so that you can get in the back here and then in the back over here as well. So next what we're going to do is I bought this shower head online, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that in there as well. And boom, there is the shower head in there. Now what we're going to do is make a shower bench. So your first step is to take a small box and fill it up with some hot glue. That way it will be hard and you don't have to worry about, you know, it collapsing. So take a small box and fill it up with hot glue. Now this box was from the Baby's Breath Milk Crate Miniverse brands. And I just remixed that, but anyhow, that's where the box came from. All you're going to do is you're just going to cover it up with the same paper that you use for the floor of the shower and for the inside of the shower. You're just going to completely cover that up. You don't have to cover the bottom, obviously, but you do need to cover the back because we are using PET plastic to give the appearance of glass. So you want to make sure you cover all of the areas up, and then you will have yourself a bench. All right, y'all, so boom, the shower is complete with a shower head. We also have a bench in there, and we decided to go with some longer door handles. So all you got to do is complete this side of the shower by putting the bamboo sticks at the top. Then after all of that is done, you're just going to glue this side down to the floor and not the wall. The reason why I glued it on the floor and not the wall is because that is the access to the back area. So when you open that up, I didn't want anything on that wall when I open it up. I just wanted it to be free with nothing on there. So I glued the shower down to the floor instead of to the wall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I did my shower. So now that the master bathroom is done, we're going to move on to the half bathroom. Now I've already made my marks of where I want my half bathroom to be. The most important part that you are going to want to make sure is that wherever you have your half bath, you're going to want to make sure that you're going to be able to access the doorway from that half bath. So you want to be able to access it from this way, because this does not come off. This is glued on. Unlike this one that comes off, it didn't matter where, you know, we actually had our access. We could have even had it coming in from here, but we would have still been able to access it because this, once again, comes off. So there is a way to access that. But on this side, there's no way to access this bathroom if you have the doorway on this side because there's a wall here. So it's easier to make your doorway here and access the bathroom from that way. So now we're just going to go ahead and start on making the walls after you mark off where you want your half bathroom at. And I just went ahead and put a toilet and a sink in there just so that I would know how much space I have for that bathroom. So if you have seen the making of the bricks and the arch wall VTO, then you know how I am about to make my walls. I use foam board and I use cardstock. Now for this particular bathroom, we're going to use some thicker foam board. Now this, I can't remember where it came from, but it is thicker than the regular foam board that is in the description box. It's way more thicker. So you are going to want to make sure you have some thicker foam instead of the thin foam. And that is because if you are adding a doorway, like this door, if you're going to have a doorway, you're going to need it to be thick. You're going to need your foam to be thick so that your door is able to hang inside of there. If it's too thin, obviously there's nowhere for the door to hang in. So the way I make the walls is I covered the foam up on both sides with the cardstock. So we're going to do that first, and I'm just using some, let's see, some rubber cement. And I've already did it on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side as well. All right, and here it is dried. You are going to see that rubber cement coming through, which is why it looks like that. So I did already cut this piece out. You're going to want it as tall as your as tall as the ceiling is going to go, and then you're going to want to cut a piece, you know, however long you want that wall to be. Now this wall is going to be longer than what I'm going to have my bathroom, and I'm going to do that on purpose because I am going to want a little extra wall on this side. So that's going to be there, and then I cut out another piece, which you see here, and this piece is also going to be the piece that we're going to use for the door. So this is basically what it's going to look like. Once again, this wall is going to be longer than what the door is going. It's not going to be up here, it's going to be back here, because I did want some extra wall space on this side and also some extra wall space on this side as well, which is why this wall, I made this wall a little longer. So it's going to end up looking like this. And the doorway is going to go in here. All right, so now we're going to do the doorway. So go ahead and take the door that you're going to be using, which is this one here. Go ahead and take that door, and you're just going to see how you're going to want that door to open. Now I did have to modify this so that it will open out this way. And so that is how it's going to end up going into inside of here. We're going to go ahead and take our doorway. You're going to basically lay it down, and you're going to just trace. Make sure you're tracing the right spot here. You're going to trace inside of there, not on the outside, but inside of there. And you're going to trace all the way around, and then you're going to want to make sure that this is at the bottom as well, and you're going to trace around there, and then after it's traced out, you're going to cut that out. Okay, so just so that I can show you, we're tracing on the inside. So inside of here, you're going to trace around it on the inside, not the outside, but the inside. Trace all the way around, and then you're going to cut that spot out. This is what it's looking like with it cut out and the door placed in. Now, the door did come with some trim, so if your cuts aren't as straight as mine, don't worry, that's going to be covered up with some trim. And then also with this side of the wall, you are going to want to cover this foam up with cardstock. So this is what it's looking like. That is going to be the inside of the bathroom. So now you can just go ahead and cover that foam up with cardstock. All right, y'all, so boom, this is what it's looking like with the cardstock on this side, and then I just spray painted everything all white. Obviously, it's not perfect. I just did that because if you are using wallpaper and you put wallpaper on like the color of the cardstock, it may show up darker than if you just use a background as white. With the white, you know, the wallpaper, if it shows through, it's not going to be, you know, like darker. It'll just be lighter because behind it was white and not a darker color. If you do watch my videos, then you do know that I like to show the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I don't just like to show the pretty part. I like to show these parts because if you are attempting to do this and you're thinking, okay, this looks ugly, this is not the way it's supposed to go, that I want you to know that you are still on the right track, and after the end of everything, it's going to look pretty. So this is the ugly process. Once again, all this is going to be covered up, so you are still on the right track. If you're thinking, okay, this is not how it's supposed to look, it is how it's supposed to look, because you can see in my video the ugly part as well, not just the pretty parts. Now able to go ahead and put the floor in. You can actually glue the floor in now because we had already previously cut the floor out. So we can go ahead and glue the floor in, which is here, and then we can go ahead and start putting our walls up. So after we do glue this in, I do want to say that before we actually put our walls up after this glued in, we are going to want to put our wallpaper on that we're going to do on the inside and the outside before we glue this in. So we're going to glue that in, and then we're going to move to the walls before we glue the wall in to do the wallpaper on both sides. All right, y'all, so boom, it is complete. The walls are complete. This is not glued in at this time. I was just wanting to show you how to do the walls. I did do these walls, the half bathroom walls, the same as I did the master bathroom walls with that wallpaper and the brick. Same thing here. Make sure you complete both sides, inside and outside of the wall, before you glue it in. It's just easier to do the walls while it's not glued in rather than to glue it in and then try and do the walls. It's easier to just do the walls first before gluing it in. And also on this side we do have the door. The door is actually glued in as well. So now that everything is complete, we'll be able to glue it in. Now I did mention how I was going to show you how cute and pretty it is, because before I showed you the bad and ugly, because I do show everything as I am doing it. I do not want to just show the pretty part, so that if you are attempting this and it's looking ugly, you don't throw it away. Continue to work on it, because look how pretty it is now. With the trim and everything on it, it's you know, it's looking pretty. It's looking good and pretty. We did see the bad and ugly before. So here it is. Now we can go ahead and glue in the walls for the half bathroom. Also, before you glue the walls in, go ahead and stick your window in there. It's not glued in, it's just stuck in there. But go ahead and put your window in there. That way you'll know where to actually put the wall at. So before you glue it in, make sure you put that window in there, just so that you'll know where to glue it at. The window is not glued in, it's just kind of stuck in there, as well as like this door is not glued in. This door is not glued in. The only door that's going to be glued into the wall is the bathroom door, because it is already glued to the wall, so that it'll be easier to go ahead and glue the walls down. It had to have this door on it, because as you can see, there's no room on either side for, you know, extra space for the walls. So I did go ahead and put that door in, because it was a little thin pieces for the trim and everything. So we did already have that glued in. So that's the only door right now that will be glued in. These doors are not glued in at this time, and the window is not glued in as well. All right, y'all, so boom, the bathroom is done after you put those walls up. So now to complete it, we are just going to go ahead and add this border around the outside. All right, and there it is with the border. Now, I got this online from an online store. You can buy these borders online or at Hobby Lobby, but this border, I bought one piece, and as you can see, it does not even go all the way around the room, but anywho. All right, y'all, so boom, the half bath is completely finished. All right, y'all, so with that half bathroom done, that concludes this video of how to add extra rooms to your dollhouse. And in this case, we added extra bathrooms, and I also included a how-to video of how to do a shower as well. Now, if you want to see how we got to level 2 of the Victoria Dollhouse Farmhouse, don't forget to watch parts 1 through 5 of making the Victoria Dollhouse Farmhouse. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.